Hello students, hope you all are doing well. Today you are going to understand and learn about the modal auxiliaries. That is your chapter number 12. You already know that a modal auxiliary is a part of a verb. And what do you mean by verb? A verb means a word that shows an action, an activity, an event or a state like talk, run, laugh, drive, eat, sleep, etc. There are many other words. Now, let's today discuss more about a verb based on its function. On your screen, you can see that it is classified into two categories based on its function or action. See the diagram? A verb is classified into two main categories, a main verb and an auxiliary verb. Auxiliary means helping. Then you can see that an auxiliary verb again is bifurcated into two different parts, a primary auxiliary and a modal auxiliary. I hope you remember the function of a main verb. A main verb is an important verb and functions alone in a sentence. Means we can use a main verb in a sentence without the help of an auxiliary verb. It refers to the action or a state of the subject in a sentence. I believe you know that every sentence has a clear or a hidden subject. So it denotes the action of a subject. A main verb is known as a principal verb or a full verb, F-U-L-L. You may remember that a main verb has a meaning of its own and it is not dependent on any other verb for its function. See these examples. Ritesh played the game well. In this sentence, played is a main verb and it's denoting the action which took place in the past. Played is a simple past tense and we do not have any other verb to in the sentence. The second sentence, Rima speaks English. Here the verb speaks is the main verb and we do not have any helping verb in this sentence also like the previous one. And the verb speaks is a simple present tense. Now let's discuss and understand about an auxiliary verb. See children, an auxiliary means one who supplements. According to its name, what an auxiliary verb does. You will understand. It helps or supports the main verb in different ways. It combines with the main verb to form tenses, voices and moods. An auxiliary or we say a helping verb, it is classified into two subclasses, namely a primary auxiliary and a modal auxiliary. Now moving ahead, the question arises, what's a primary auxiliary? A primary auxiliary can function both as a helping verb and also as a main verb. Again I am saying a primary auxiliary can work as a helping verb and also as a main verb. You have to remember that it is used with a main verb to make tenses, active voice, passive voice, questions and the negative form. The primary auxiliary changes its form according to the tense, number and person of the subject. The verb be, have and do are the auxiliary verbs. Now let's refer to this chart. You can see the verbs be, have and do here. Is, am, are, was, were, being and been are the different forms of the primary auxiliary be. Be is also included in this. Then has and had comes under the head auxiliary have. Then on third we have do. Does and did are the other forms of a helping verb do. So altogether we are having three basic helping verbs, and under these three verbs we are having different forms. Remember, all these verbs be, is, am, are, was, were, being, been, have, has, had, do, does, did can be used as helping verbs as well as main verbs. You can go through these examples. It is used to show the tenses. Like the first example says, he is eating an apple. Here we cannot say he eating an apple. Before eating we have to put either is, was or any other auxiliary verb. So here we have used is. Is helping the word eating and showing you the tense. Together is eating is showing you that it is present continuous tense. In the second one, they had completed the painting. Had is the helping verb and had plus completed together, it is showing you past perfect tense. Then I did empty the trash. In the third sentence you will see the word did is used and it's showing you past tense. The other verb is empty. See the second use of a primary auxiliary to show a habit, like or dislike. I do not sleep in the afternoons. Here the word do plus sleep showing someone's habit. Then the third usage, to make a negative or an interrogative sentence. Negative means in negation, where we use the words like not, no or none. First example, I was not playing there. Was playing is showing you past continuous. Was is helping the word playing and creating tense. And I have circled the word not. And the word not is used to show that this sentence is in negative form, in negation. That means I was not playing. The same sentence we can make an affirmative one also. And when we make a positive sentence, it will be I was playing there. The second example, have they gone to their homes? Here the word have is a helping verb and it is helping the other word in the sentence, that is gone. We are working tomorrow, aren't we? Here the statement is we are working tomorrow. But the question tag is are not we. Aren't is written in contracted form. After N you will see a mark of apostrophe is put for the letter O. That is why we call it aren't. And the construction of this question tag is are plus not plus subject. Now see the second example. The bus is not coming. Is it? Here, what is the statement or a sentence? The bus is not coming. Somebody is confirming then. Is it? So, is plus it plus question mark is your question tag. Now, after this, you will know more about primary auxiliary as a main verb. See these sentences. As a child, she was adorable. I am a girl. In these sentences, we have used was and am. In the first sentence, we are having only one verb, that is was. But was is not dependent here on any other verb. That is why we will not call it as an auxiliary verb here, but we will call it as a main verb. The same way, I am a girl. In this sentence, am is not helping some other verb to create tense. So am is also working here independently. That is why it will be known as a main verb. Now children, after the primary auxiliary, we will discuss about a modal auxiliary. You must remember that a modal auxiliary can only function as a helping verb. It cannot work freely or independently like a primary auxiliary. We have certain modal auxiliaries and they are can, could, will, would, shall, should, may, might, must, and in place of must we can use ought to, then have to, need or dare. So these all verbs are modal auxiliaries, and you have to remember that a modal auxiliary cannot become a main verb. It will always function as a helping verb in a sentence. These modal auxiliary verbs are used to express ability, possibility, opportunity, permission, suggestion, future action, strong determination, means resolve, necessity or obligation. To understand these different kinds of functions, let's refer to this chart. Here you can see the same examples are written but with different modal auxiliaries. And in all the sentences, play is the main verb. Now let's refer the first sentence. We can play football. Can is showing you ability in future. In the second sentence, we could play football. The modal auxiliary could is showing you here ability in the past. Whereas in the third sentence, we may play football. It is again showing you possibility. Then in the fourth one, we might play football. There it's showing that you can play or you cannot play. Then in the next sentence it is we must play football. Must means obligation. There is no other thing than playing. Then in the sixth sentence you will see you must not play football. Again it is showing you obligation, and the word not is making this sentence into negative. Then the seventh sentence, we ought to play. The word ought is used in the place of must, and whenever we use the word ought, we add the word to there. So we will not say we ought play. We ought to play football. And it is also showing you obligation. Now moving to the 8th sentence, we shall play football. Shall is also used to express obligation. Then we will play football, showing you time in future. And the last and the 10th sentence, we would play football, it shows conditional mood. Children, you may refer to page number 68 where various examples are given denoting different expressions in the different contexts models can give. Now, after understanding the functions of the modal auxiliaries used in various contexts in the sentences, let's learn how to use modal auxiliaries in the reported speech. What's a reported speech? It means we are talking about indirect speech. Reported speech means indirect speech. Two speeches are there in English language. First one is direct speech and the other is indirect speech. Reported speech is also known as indirect speech. Now, I hope that you remember all the basic rules to convert a direct speech into an indirect speech. So, we shall now only concentrate on modals. The modals, namely can, will, shall and may in the direct speech changes to could, would, should and might respectively in the reported speech. Means if we are using the verb can in the direct speech and when we are converting into an indirect speech, can will change into could. The same way will change into would, shall will change into should and may will change into might. See these examples which appear on page number 69 of your language book. The first sentence, tell the students that they can use the library. The teacher said to me. This sentence is in a direct speech. Now when we will convert into an indirect, it will become like this. The teacher asked me to tell the students that they could use the library. Can is changed into could. In the second sentence, I will never allow them to set foot in my house, said my father. So it will be like this. My father said that he would never allow them to set foot in his house. Here will is changed into would with all the other relevant changes. When I say relevant changes means blocking the quotation marks, use of capital letters, commas, change of the persons. Now see the third sentence. Kriti thought, shall I tell mother what Aunt Seema is planning? Kirti wondered if she should tell her mother what Aunt Seema was planning. Here shall is changed into should. And in the last sentence, Riyaz said, I may join a photography course next week. So it is changed like this. Riyaz said that he might join a photography course the following week. Here the word may is changed into might. With this we come to an end of the explanation of the chapter Modal Auxiliaries. I hope you understood it. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.